What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Nullus. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is HellsRavage. The map is Savannah. And we have another game between these two incredibly strong players. Hells is only just back from his hiatus. I'm not sure how many games he's going to play as he's just come back. Normally he comes in, he plays a bunch of games, and he leaves. And that's just how it works when you're a busy boy in this crazy universe that we call Earth. And yes, we'll see how it's going to go. We do have an Odin versus Loki matchup. Nullus has been training his Odin a lot of late. Sorry, his Loki a lot of late. And we'll see how it's going to go. As Nullus, I mean, I've had the pleasure of playing Nullus as Loki, and he is definitely one of the strongest Loki players I've ever played against. Very, very, very strong Loki. We'll see what he's going to be able to come up with against Hells' Odin. Now, this matchup is very tough for the Odin player because you have to play defensively. You can't really play aggressively like Odin wants to. You have to get yourself to Skadi in order to defend against Bragi, and then you have to somehow figure out a way to deal with fire giants, with Hell. And generally speaking, this comes down to whether or not the Odin player can get to Ragnarok or not. If he can get to Ragnarok, maybe he can win. If he can't, then he probably loses. We just see the spy onto the Skraeling of Hells. Hells is going to be chucking down the temple. A lot of people ask, why is the Skraeling here? And this is mostly due to code in the original Age of Mythology. But the Skraeling is an unboltable unit, which can be passive stanced, Alt-Est. So it can't be harassed by Katoskopos in the early game to prevent you getting a dock up, for example. It can't be bolted. And then you get back your normal Ulfsark for the rest of the game. You'll actually find that this is exactly the same on Extended Edition as well, except instead of it being called a Skraeling, it's called an Ulfsark. But it is actually a separate unit with its own properties. As we do see the Ravens starting to move out. And Nullus does have a forward temple here, so he might be going Heimdall. I wouldn't be surprised to see Heimdall. It's going to be a 4... It's going to be a 4... Oh, he's going... There it is. He's going to be like a 425? 427? 427 Heimdall here from Nullus as the Raven does spot this temple. Now, this is the bad thing, as it were, playing as Loki against Odin, is the Ravens will spot basically any forward temple you chuck down, or they'll move into your base and see that you have no temple here. So we do see the Valkyrie or the Freya is coming through for Hells as well. He's starting to throw the houses down. I would like to see him panic, throwing up wall segments everywhere here around the towers. Otherwise, he's just going to lose those and give free favor away to his opponent as he's starting to build the Hersa, and we'll see how he's going to go. You see this Hersa moving over here onto this relic, the Eye of Orna, getting extra. Throwing Axeman hack damage is actually going to be a really, really big help here. But the big advantage here for Freya, and the only advantage here for Freya for Hells, is going to be that Valkyrie putting pressure onto his opponent who's not going to have a Hersa at home. So one thing you might want to try here if you're going for these strategies with Heimdall is to send your initial Hersa back home, just to defend against the Valkyrie, make sure it's all good. We do see an immediate undermine there onto this longhouse. You do want to make sure you allow that to just happen. Come back over here and just truck more longhouses down. We do see the Ursa going straight away after this sentry tower. A couple of free hits coming in for Hells here as Nullus not paying attention. He's going to throw his longhouse down. Wants to get one up as fast as possible instead of two up much quicker. We'll see if that's going to be good for him or not. Now it's got a lot of gold in the bank here as the Valkyrie does come in, and we do see Nullus using the brain. He is in my brain and he's worked out what Hells can do, and he has said, get out of here with that weak sauce. I'm going to say, I've got this. Very, very smart from Nullus. He does take a little bit of his early game away from him, but he manages to make a very, very difficult time for any value to be had from this Valkyrie that's going to be returning home. So Hell's going to try and defend this. He is making raiding cavalry here, which is very peculiar to me. The unit composition to go for against the Heimdall rush is Hersir throwing axemen, and that's it. That's all you can do. Now, we'll see if the raiding cavalry are going to do anything here. Generally speaking, maybe you can throw 1 or 2 raiding cavalry into your army in order to distract the opponent's throwing axemen, so their entire role is to be like infinite HP units against the throwing axemen if they start attacking. But if your opponent's got good micro, probably not going to get away with all too much there. And we're going to be seeing maybe Hell's raid with these is maybe what he's going to do, and then he's just going to go into throwing axemen Hersir and see what's going to happen. The ravens flying overhead, seeing what's going to go on. We do see these units now moving up onto the giraffe. This is going to be a big raid here, but the Hersir does spot these coming through here. A big forest fire is potentially possible on this location as the raiding cavalry will go after Arn Bearbaker as the Valkyrie says, get me away from here. I'm going to look for someone else to do. So just going to see if it's going to work for Hells. So he gets a lot of hits there onto that Hersir, but doesn't end up getting a kill. These goats, you might want to sneak back into your base, as we do see a fight ensuing right now as the army says, nope, can't fight just yet, going to pull back. One of the weaknesses here for the Heimdall rush that Loki has that Odin doesn't actually encounter when Odin does do a Heimdall rush, once you confine your opponent to their base, you can oftentimes get to the heroic age and get a lot of damage with Frost, with Skardi, but the Loki player going Bragi, going Njord here, it's a little bit underwhelming. And we'll see what's going to happen as a result of that, if that's going to happen at all. We do see this Hersir just hanging out on this location here. Where's the Valkyrie has returned back home, or it's just got picked off somewhere. Has returned back home, hanging out here, just going to heal up his units. We do see those throwing axemen getting some snipes here. Definitely one way you can play this here with Odin, which is a way to defend because you have that natural regen, is to send your throwing axemen in to fight. And we do see them sniping off each other. Here we go, trading 1 for 1. Actually, a big win there for Nullus, picking off 2 throwing axemen as best as he can. And putting your army into 2 separate control groups here with throwing axemen and Hersir is actually, or melee units and ranged units, is a very, very smart way to just come in and snipe units off, as we are seeing a little bit of that, but maybe going the wrong way, and sending the Hersir in to take some damage here. There we go. Nullus is now starting to do that. Going to try and snipe down some units. Has to pull back though, as the raiding cavalry are coming through. 104 population for Hells to 101 population for Nullus. Nullus seemingly is waiting out Hells' gold mine here. Now, if Hells notices this, he can possibly try and get his way to the heroic age, but it's looking like he doesn't quite have the food. If he sends these goats back home, he'll probably be able to eat those and get there, but not going to happen just yet. We've got still only one Valkyrie out for Hells. And Nullus he's got 2 of the Einherjar right now, as he's going to be marching back in. I wonder if box command here wouldn't be a bad idea either. And now we do see the raids moving out for Hell's going to hit this food. Nullus can simply just move home now. This raid shouldn't really do anything, and he sees the raiding cavalry moving into his base. If he just moves home, he's going to be completely fine. It looks like he's actually moving up to the top giraffe here, and the dwarves moving over here to this gold. The gold mine has been pushed off, but we do see a sneak from Hells making their way over to this top location. We have already got a couple of units making their way over here for Nullus, as Hell's going to hit this gold mine. Hell's out of gold right now, so a gold cut here is going to be absolutely huge. The dwarves simply juking back home here. Come onto the gold mine, we see medium infantry coming through for Hells, as medium infantry has already come in for Nullus. Both players here with full population and a lot of not fighting, as the houses of Nullus getting taken down. This is something that you could have been building with that lone Hersir you left at home, instead of in the middle of the base, in the middle of the map. We said creating weaknesses for yourself, not what we want to see, but Hell's managing to come back now with his raiding cavalry. Looks like he's looking for some sort of engagement, but again, you don't really want to fight this until you get to the heroic age. Heroic age is key here. Yeah, any sort of throwing axeman here is completely fine. But we are seeing Nullus saying it's go time as he's trying to make sure his Einherjar are blowing their horns at separate times. Big forest fire from Hells, but it's not going to do actually anything here as the Einherjar walking in lots of idle Ursa here. He needs to get those attacking. Valkyrie spawn does come in. The dwarves coming into the fight right now. Nullus slightly under population. He is deciding that he has to pull back here as he's not able to fight that. I think his Ursa got very confused in that fight there. But game still can continue. No problems. But Hells is getting a very, very eager to fight right now. He's got a whole huge amount of units here. This Valkyrie looks like it's running straight into the opponents here. Ulfsark sniped there. Still pulling back as Nullus is waiting to get back up to population here. He's got his double Einherjar here ready to fight as the raiding cavalry going to find out this gold mine over here as these units could turn around and take this fight, but the Einherjar are not here. Where is he going? The Valkyrie sitting idle over here. For some reason, he's got his units on Alt-S as the army of Nullus getting caught out here. He has to fight this. Just turn and fight. You're taking so much damage. We've got the Longhouse coming down. The Hellas managing to find so many kills here with that ghost building. Beautiful play from HellsRavage. It's this one raiding cavalry getting a couple more picks over here. The villagers finishing up on the food. Nullus is trying to get to the next age. It seems complete chaos coming in, but he's actually going after the main base of HellsRavage. He's got so many of these Einherjar right now. He's cleaned up so many houses. Hells is at 109 of 95 population. These units simply just retreating back into the corner of the map here. The villagers moving around, might jump onto the golds here to continue building himself those Einherjar, and he's going to take this fight. Another Einherjar spawn here from Nullus. He is somehow making this work right now as these Einherjar are going to go absolutely to town on these throwing axemen. Nullus needs to take down all of the Hersa as fast as he possibly can to allow the Einherjar to get as much damage as they possibly can. More Einherjar falling, but there's 3 remaining. There's only 2 Hersa here. The Hersa have been cleaned up in this location here. 78 population for HellsRavage to 86 population for Nullus as Nullus is taking this fight here, dealing with these units. We do have the gold mine operation going up here for Hells. Could get cleaned up at any point here as Nullus has to retreat away. He is still trying to spam out these Einherjar as best as he can. He's got a whole bunch of gold villagers over here. Villagers have jumped onto the giraffe, still getting as much food economy as he possibly can. And somehow, some way, Nullus is alive in this game, and he is going to be making his way up to the top side of the map here to check these gold mines out and prevent Hells from gathering gold in this game. 300 gold remaining, not enough to get back up to full population, and we'll see if Nullus is going to spot this. He does have an armory up on this gold mine, as we do see these villagers making a sneaky here. Might be able to get up onto this gold mine over here, as these villagers will have to retreat away immediately. Hells does pull the get out of here button. We see Eldhrimner Kettle coming in for Nullus as well. Going to help those Einherjar do so much more damage. This upgrade is bonkers good. Plus 6 hack damage, plus 10% Einherjar hit points. The 6 hack damage is gigantic, and the villagers will find their way to this gold mine very, very sneaky like. The question is going to be, will Nullus actually know about that? And honestly, I think that Hells spotted this. Nullus didn't spot this, would be my general assumption here. And as this is going on, Nullus is saying, well, time to go for a big push here. Go after your town center. The army of HellsRavage coming in, and Nullus says, well, I can fight this. I can fight this. He's going to try. Got to snipe down the Hersa, though. That's all he has to do, and he wins this. Valkyrie spawn there from his very few Hersa remaining. One Einherjar does fall. We still have 2 remaining here, boosting the throwing axemen up so much here, but the Hersa are going down. The villagers popping out here, going to start helping defend this. Nullus still pushing forward, 95 population to 62 population as the throwing axemen doing a lot of damage to each other, but this Einherjar is everything. This Valkyrie is everything, and we actually see the villagers on the berries instead of the gold mine. I thought he was coming up here for the gold mine. but he comes for the berries instead, and the villagers will return back over onto this gold mine. The throwing axeman will spot this one, and it's looking as if Hells with 0 gold, 758 wood here. He might actually tap out, not realizing, oh no, he's got the gold over 7 villagers on this gold mine. Will be huge. Does snipe that throwing axeman down. And now Nullus is going to take this opportunity to take the town center down. Hells taps out. GG. Nullus gets the dub here with Heimdall. Somehow, some way, there was this moment where Nullus was actually very much losing here, and had Hells taken the initiative to get to the heroic age in that moment, I feel like he would have been able to like win this game. But not getting to the heroic age was such a big problem here for Hells, and you just get run over by those Iron Hiar. Huge play here from Nullus to distract beautifully away from here, away from this gold mine, running all over the map, pushing the main base, causing absolute chaos for Hells when he was behind, and managing to win this game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.